morning. Do you see the crazy weather out there? Did you see it? Yeah, I needed the shovel. That's why I came here first. Well, just to Well, how different does this view look now from the last video? It is unbelievable that only a few days ago I was planting bulbs and I was showing you what I was harvesting here from the kitchen garden. We have been so far trapped in here, we can't travel. There is so much snow and it has been accumulating day after day. We still have electricity, we still have heat in the house, we have food, but we have no more water. Obviously this is an extreme weather event, even though it's January, snow is expected to be expected, but it is just the volume of it. So it's the amount of snow that fell over a very short period of time, and it also is to do just where you will locate. So some areas of Ireland weren't as badly affected as others. We're in Kerry, so Kerry and definitely Limerick, we would have gotten a lot of snow dumped on us within 24 hours. So obviously us being in temperate climate, we know these weather events won't last very long, and we know there's end in sight. So I think within the next 4 days, so we're 4 days in, another 4 days, I'd say, by the time the actual proper thaw is coming, because over the next couple of days, the daytime temperature is going to just stay up around 0 degrees. What's going to make all this situation much harder, because obviously with 0 degrees, nothing is going to melt quickly, is that overnight temperatures for the next 2 to 3 nights consecutively are going to be very cold. And there's going to be 1 or 2 nights that are going to go down to minus, let's say 7 in our area. So that's minus 7 in Celsius. So that is very, very cold. And because of that, there are some preparations I need to do now. So obviously in our situation, we just need to make sure that the 3 main things for survival are ticked off. And this is nothing extreme. We are very comfortable of what true off-grid means. I'm no way of comparing that. But for our temperate climate, for the way our lifestyle or lives are built and households are built, this is extreme for us. So the 3 main things what you need, obviously, shelter, food and water. As shelter goes, our house is okay. Accumulation of snow though and ice and how it's melting and the avalanches coming down, it has damaged our gutters. But that is not essential. Gutters on a house are not a priority. They don't, if a roof collapses, that's a different thing. If a window breaks, that's a different thing. So gutters, it's another day's worry at the moment. As far as food goes, we have plenty of food as long as we have electricity. And that's the key thing, because we are well used to cooking a lot of meals from scratch. So what I have are a lot of independent components of a dish. So I need to be able to cook them. There's nothing, no quick fixes of food situation. So that is one worry. So then a third essential thing, obviously for survival, is water. And our water is now gone. Now, luckily we did get a bit of pre-warning as we found out that some of the households around our sort of area were already losing water pressures, and that was due to electricity being gone in a power plant that supplies the power to the water treatment. So we have no water, which is okay. We can ration what I've saved. We have enough for drinking, and obviously for anything else, we just have to ration. We just have to pick our priorities. Definitely no baths, and very, 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 very quick showers, and really just the necessities. That's all it is. So once the household is taken care of, the next step is livestock, animals. Snowy here. No, he's absolutely fine, because one thing for him is the same as for humans. It's shelter, food, water. And luckily because he's a big dog, so he eats a lot, and we're already in a habit of purchasing his food in bulk. So we buy big bags of it, and we're after getting a big bag of food for him only lately. So he's absolutely fine. He sleeps in the house, so his shelter is well looked after, and he has plenty of drinking water as well. So he has nothing to worry about, and he's getting so much exercise. He's sleeping so well. He's lost plenty of toys already into the snow, so once that snow melts, it's going to be like a little Easter egg hunt in here. But yeah, he's wrecked from the depth of the snow, obviously jumping around and running inside of it. It's up to his full-on chest height, and in some areas he's working like a snowplow, but he's having great fun. He enjoys it so much, and he's well built for that. But the next thing is our hens. So our hens are a little bit of a different story. They luckily though also have a good shelter inside the coop. Our hens are not interested in snow at all. They stay in the coop here. The run door is open. They have full access to the outside if they so choose to go out there. The main thing is going to be water, so I would have to make sure they have fresh water. But they always have food. They get organic pellets, so this kind of granule feed. But what I give them every day is a grain mix that I've soaked. So this is going to make it easier for them to digest it, and they'll get all the nutrients out of it quicker and better as well. So once the hens have plenty of access to food and water, they are absolutely fine. They can regulate their own temperature. Plus, this coop is really good and drought free. They have a choice either to be up here on the roosts, or they can be down on the ground level. And we do have a deep litter method for them for the bedding, which is wood shavings, and there's a good really deep level of it. and that is nice and dry and just creates lovely insulation layer on the ground. And we can see that they actually nearly prefer to stay on the ground more than up high on the roosts these days. So they can free range in, out throughout the day. The water is out in the run area, and they have food all the time as well. So they are well looked after. Now, the household animals, livestock looked after, wild birds is always my next priority. And these all will come before I tend to anything to do with vegetables, flowers, plants. Animals, living beings as such, on 2 or 4 legs, come always before. So I always will have peanuts and mix of seeds for the birds. Yes, I have to throw the ball for you as well. Absolutely. And if the weather gets actually very cold, another little treat I do give to our hens is crushed up peanuts. And these would be the same peanuts that I'd give to the birds. So these are not treated, they are meant for wildlife. So I crush them. I actually blend them into really fine powder, and the hens love that. They would love it up, so that's extra calories for them, just to keep warm again. Now, come on, Bubs. And then we'll get seeds as well. Yeah, where's your squeaky? Where is your squeaky? I can't throw the ball that far for you so quickly. You'll bring it back. You always bring it back way faster. Now, fresh water would be also important to wild birds, but at the moment we have plenty of water around our property, between Spuds' drinking bowls and any of the puddles of water at the moment. But when it gets really, really frosty, hard frost, I will put fresh water out for the birds as well. Now, it's really, really pleasant in the sunshine, and it is definitely a couple of degrees above the freezing, and it is so pretty to look at this big blanket of snow. But that can also give you maybe nearly like a false sense of security, because it is really pleasant at the moment, and it's so easy to forget all the plants that are out there. And I'm coming to the greenhouse obviously at the moment because I have these couple of pots of yukon that I ended up planted up in these big buckets in spent potato compost, just to keep the tubers, or those, not actually the tubers but the plants themselves, the crowns of them, over winter. So once the last frosts are over, I can actually plant them back outside again. But The next spell of freezing temperatures are going to be extremely severe. So as I said, potential up to -7, but also during the day, and that's going to last a couple of days. So during the day, it's not going to go above 0 degrees, and then it's going to be really cold during the night. So this is quite a long spell of this kind of a deep freeze, and I don't want to take chances with these plants. So I have these plants here, plus I have the big potato pots outside as well, plus any other pots that are out open to the elements that are not covered with snow, because obviously I still have plants in the planters under snow and I can't get to them, but anything that's exposed, I want to move them into a safer location. So I'm going to take them all into the garage, because I have the time, I have the opportunity at the moment, because as I said, we're stuck here on the homestead anyway. We can't get to work, we can't travel anywhere, so I might as well do it. I might as well tick that box off and probably thank myself later, because once those freezing temperatures are here, it's much harder to do these jobs. So I'd rather do it while the sun is shining, especially now once all the other essential jobs have been taken care of. Snow itself is actually a great insulation material for the soil, and I'm hoping that it will just protect those plants that are in there at the moment. And there is easily up to 12 inches in places on sort of on the beds and on the walkways everywhere really. So yeah, I'm just hoping that that real good depth of snow is going to keep the plants safe in there. Now, as far as the plants that are inside these planters, there's nothing I can do about them. Some of them are actually fine anyway. There's a lot of small kale in there. Then the Portuguese kale, which is a really tall variety, is in there. So look, nothing I can do about that. Celeriac is in here, and there's sweet in there. So what I'm hoping for is that at least the snow itself will provide some protection for them. There's beetroot actually in this planter, and then there's garlic in some of them as well, which garlic is absolutely fine for. But the kale itself, the lower kale, the cold is no issue for it. It's just the weight of the snow, so that might have broken some of the stem work or flattened the plants themselves. But that's where I have the carrots. Again, good heap of snow on top of it, absolutely fine. And this planter, because the size is quite big, I think that's also okay. That's where the oca and maiju are in. But what I'll do, I'll just heap more snow on top of that now. I just will increase the overall amount of snow that's at the moment covering the root system of the plants. I'm hoping that also will just get them through those couple of cold days now that are ahead of us. Snow is also a great soil conditioner, so I've already added a good layer on the beds in the greenhouse, and some of it has melted away, so I'm going to add more on top of those beds. So not only is it giving moisture to the soil as it's melting away, there's actually macronutrients in the snow itself as well. So that's all going to go into the soil as it's melting. So I'm going to add more to the beds inside there, and otherwise I'm sure in a week's time, like the next time with the next video, this is all long forgotten. This is a distant memory that there ever was snow, which is really strange thing to think about for the amount that's there. Now, the last time we had a real good thick layer of snow was back in November, and that melted extremely fast, because like literally from one day being 0, it was like plus 11 degrees the following day. So there was lot of flooding in areas, in towns, in areas that we've never seen flooding before. Now, I don't think this is going to be the case. It's going to gradually build into it, but it's still going to be, I think, jump into like 5 or 6 degrees above freezing. So it still will go quite quick, but there's plenty of parts of our roads that are sheltered. We're just hoping that eventually the tractors or the ploughs will get to our roads, to our side roads as well, so we can at least get out from here, get back to the shops or work. Or so I hope wherever you're at, you're safe and sound. You don't have to deal with anything like that, but otherwise we do enjoy it. Once the emergency things are taken care of and looked after, and obviously looking after your neighbours as well, checking in on them, checking if they need any help, if they need anything, that's important. We've been doing that. So yeah, that's definitely very, very important. I should have noted that actually at the very, very beginning of the video as well. But we've done that. So otherwise, yeah, there's plenty of time to actually enjoy this as well, because it's not going to last. It's just the amount of it. It's the, I suppose, the length of time it's here. We're just not used to it. But yeah, let's enjoy it while it's here and look after each other.